plume and the pistol. A fitting end to my folly, and a curse upon us all.
Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and it is time to return to Darkest Dungeon. Right, I fully upgraded the Guild of the Blacksmith specifically first. But I have a lot of crests, a lot of deeds, and a lot of portraits. Let me see. I have the granary. Let's see, are there any other districts that I can make? I could make the Performance Hall, which boosts the Jester, but it doesn't boost the aspects of the Jester that I'm that invested in, so I think I'll hold off on that. Instead, I think I'll upgrade the Nomad Wagon.
Rarities and curios.
I've upgraded a couple of times.
Sold at a profit, of course.
Okay, and I'm going to hold on to the rest of my heirlooms for now, but let's spend some gold. Clarinel is maxed out. Petramol is pretty well upgraded. Valange, however, needs some work. Presticott is good. But Neo could use some upgrading, and lo and behold, we're out of money. Okay. I can already take... Yeah, I can already take on... optionally either the Necromancer Lord or the Swine God. Before I do that, however, I should run a couple of more normal missions. And to start with, I think I'm gonna get some progress in the Cove. Partially because it's actually been a fair while since we've done a veteran mission that wasn't a boss run, and the veterans could use some experience. On the other hand, our only veteran level main healer is Gale, and she's receiving stress treatment right now. Wait, no, I have an occultist. Alright, I'll bring an occultist as the main healer. What else to bring? Let's see. I'm going to the Cove, so Blight would be helpful. But... so let's bring a Jester in position 3, and then I'll bring Holland the Crusader. This seems like a viable team. And trade Sacrificial Stab for Demon's Pull. And realize that the Occultist's abilities are entirely unupgraded, and that I really need to fix that if I want him to be viable. That should be enough upgrading for his abilities, but I probably need to upgrade his armor, too. Yep. Okay, that's definitely all the gold we can afford to spend, but there was no way I could have risked sending him into combat otherwise. Okay, now for trinkets. Unequip and sort. And... you get the Ancestor's Scroll and a Word Stone. You, my dear Jester, get the Bright Tambourine and the Critical Dice. And for you, the Blighting Satchel and the Sickening Satchel. And as usual, the Crusader gets the Glittering Spaulders and the Signed Conscription. Okay. Let's give this team some experience. And in case anyone's wondering, the reason I'm not going for the novice mission is because the thing from the stars is here and I don't want to deal with it. Not with a group of novices, anyway. Get a little bit more food. A little bit more medicinal herbs. As usual, we need some keys. A little anti-venom, but not very much. More bandages because of Barnacle. Not Barnacle Barrier, whatever the name of the bleed ability that one of the enemies has is, I'm blanking on the name all of a sudden. Okay, and not much use for holy water, and we already have one, and that should be everything. I'm just messing with you. I know I need to get shovels and torches yet. Shovels and torches, and we are broke, so we're going to need to find some loot. Guess we're going all in on this mission, pretty much.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
100% of room battles in a pretty small space. All we need is some decent luck with scouting and we'll be fine. Having said that, I know we're not going to get it, but I said it anyway.
Supplies.
Disarm the tentacle monster, because somehow it's possible to disarm those. Light up a torch. And our first room battle contains, in a way, a crusher. I guess it's going to be one of those missions. Start with poison dart on the right now. Battle ballad increases speed, accuracy, and critical rate. I'm just going to go with that instead of trying to reposition. And part of the reason is in case they do that, though I guess it failed. Let's do weakening curse on the crusher, in part just to get rid of his protection. This is the only way we're going to take him down. And 50% chance to stun, go. I guess I lost the coin toss.
Death
Ow.
waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Okay, the good news is Holland is apparently very sturdy because despite taking that critical, he was neither stunned nor knocked back. Thrown dagger, 9 to 18. This could kill. And it does.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
You know, it's kind of funny. So he'll say their formation is broken anytime you kill an enemy, regardless of if you actually broke their formation. Because defeating an enemy in position 4 really isn't going to mess with their formation to any significant degree. We're just going to gradually... just gradually dragging the occultist forward. Gonna stick with the poison dart thrown dagger combo, especially as I gradually accumulate boosts to critical rate thanks to battle ballad. Okay, I need weird reconstruction, and I even got a decent healing number. That's good. Okay, even with a critical, there's no way this kills. But should I go for the? No, I'm not going for the 10% chance to stun. I'll let the crusher actually have a turn now. And of course it goes for arterial pinch. And of course it fails because Holland is just indestructible. Holland just refuses to go down no matter what this thing does. He has tanked everything the Crusher can dish out and he's barely even slowed down. Is Holland the Unstoppable. And thrown dagger. Destroyed. And that just leaves the Crusher. Of course, even debuffed, it still has 33% protection, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Fortunately, we brought an occultist. And someone with blighting skills. Just keep the buffs coming, Altard. And still not enough. And it goes for arterial pinch, which does 0. Went for arterial pinch, and it literally did nothing. Didn't even cause damage. No damage, no debuff, no bleeding.
Victory.
And Croc is going to make him regret that. And we already have more scouting. Okay, so I have to go both of these ways because of room battles, and I need to explore this room unless I get scouting for it. Let's just light up the treasure we just found. And our first hallway battle, and what a surprise, it's cultists. Okay, I think 2 uses of Slice Off should get rid of the Enchantress. Though that's less likely since the first one didn't bleed. I'll stick with the poison dart thrown dagger combo for the wide mouth. It is actually pretty helpful to have the grave robber who can reliably two-shot. Whoa. 38 38 healing. I can even accept the bleeding for that one. I mean, we can reliably two-shot pretty much everything. Well, somewhat reliably. They're really determined to shuffle Holland. He just keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and he just refuses to budge.
This is how a life is taken.
May as well use a bandage, and second slice off. If it bleeds, it still won't do it. Never mind. Can I finish her off with Weakening Curse? It'll do 1 to 2 when she's bleeding for 4. It's not worth the risk. I'll just do it. I can use Zealous Accusation. Like this. And she'll dodge it. A third slice off? Well, it wasn't exactly as neat as I was hoping for, but she is dead. And the Cultist Gladiator has won a pick to the face.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
I apologize if my voice is having some problems. My throat's a little dry right now.
Or is it merely
Use this on the
trick
Eerie
of the light?
Coral. And I got rid of a quirk. Yeah, that's what that does. That removes negative quirks. In hindsight, I should have checked for who has the worst negative quirk to try to get rid of. Octocestus. That's the name of the ability I couldn't remember. And yes, I completely forgot about Arterial Pitch. Sticking with the combo to deal with the wide mouth. All I need is a single decent damage roll. And yeah, Weakening Curse on the Bulwark. Taking him out is going to take some time. Smite does 6 to 11. A few hits of Smite with his reduced protection should take care of it. And he went for Call of the Deep rather than Sea Breeze. That is good. Now, as you know, that he doesn't use... and he went for Barnacle Barrier. That is not good. You know, one good hit from Harvest can probably still finish off the wide mouth. Why does Brine do that much damage? Okay, and again, he didn't go for Sea Breeze. Poison Dart on this one.
Strike.
Wonderful. I can't get into position for Harvest. Well, in that case, I may as well go for Battle Ballad and hope for critical hits.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
So we'll do construction. And okay, Zealous Accusation can't one-shot, probably even with a critical. Neither can Smite. Well, I'll try to two-shot the Maggot. Because the Bulwark is going to die on his own from all the damage over time he's taking, but he's still doing a good job of protecting the wide mouth until that happens. Still no Sea Breeze. Of course, I'm just wondering how long I have to keep tempting fate before it finally happens. Oh right, Pick to the Face ignores protection, I forgot! I keep forgetting that it has that property, that it, that Pick to the Face ignores elevated protection. That's I just need to leave the... Okay, Croc, from now on, you are on clam smashing duty. That's or maggot snail crushing duty. Snail, that's the word that I'm looking for. That's the kind of creature that is. Okay. Yeah, remembering words is another thing that really isn't my forte. 6 to 12 will Pick to the Face. Sticking with Inspiring Tune. Because I want to reduce Holland's stress. He's gonna die from Blight next turn, but sure, go ahead. Use Call of the Deep instead of Sea Breeze. They just had... We just got lucky. These guys apparently have the dumbest oracle in the entire ocean, the entire fish population. Nobody wants to work with this guy because he just has no idea what he's doing. Okay, Drop the jade for the ruby. The rest of the stuff can stay where it is. And we have scouting. Perfect. And this room is empty, so I'm not going there. And we found a secret room, too. If I'm lucky, this is the last room battle. I mean, that's pretty unlikely, but I mean, I've had missions with one room battle before, so it isn't impossible. Okay, no point in going after this curio or the secret room yet. We may as well go after them later.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
We may as well go after them later when we've cleared this area out. Okay. Well, I can't target the oracles yet, so the Crusher is in for some pain. His bleed resistance is pretty high, but Slice-Off's base bleed chance is also pretty high. Let's see if we can get him to bleed. By comparison, his blight resistance is practically 0. Weakening Curse, because if I fail to stun, I want him doing reduced damage. Considering the fact... You know, that was actually a mistake, because the overwhelming majority of his damage is caused by Arterial Pinch, which does damage over time, and thus... And I accidentally used Smite instead of Stunning Blow. But reducing his damage is almost meaningless. You need to reduce his protection. Of course, I did. Still not going for Sea Breeze, are you? This game would be so much harder if the AI was smart. Of course, again, I just keep tempting fate, and I'm just wondering what the universe is going to do to punish me for that. I guess my punishment is beginning with that healing for 3. Go for a stun. And fail. But I don't need to do anything more. I did enough. Now I just need to repair the damage from Arterial Pinch. Alright, slice off on this guy.
Whoa! Quakes.
Okay, that Oracle isn't much of a... This is what I get for tempting fate. This is entirely my own fault, and I only have myself to blame for it. Just keep increasing the poison. I mean, his blight resistance is literally 0 now. Not good. Very thoroughly not good. Okay, it failed. Still need to treat the one that didn't fail. And miss. Slice off on this guy. And another critical! Altard is just burning through him today. Alright, Poison Dart to finish him off.
As the fiend falls,
okay, there we go.
faint hope blossoms.
Alright, big money, alright, let's go for weird reconstruction. Come on, big money, big money. Thank you, that is big money. There we go.
Monster's size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
And this isn't the last mission. This isn't the last fight, but I'd say we're close enough to the end of the mission that I may as well make camp.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Go for Zealous Vigil, and now all of the stress levels are 0. So I may as well go for Tiger Eye on Crusader, to boost the critical rate being the main benefit. And I actually clicked on the rest thing by accident, but I suppose it makes sense. There wasn't much else we could have done. Okay, now for the secret room and the dead fish.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles.
I did not intend to drop the shovels. I intended to drop the holy water, but I wound up dropping the shovels. I'm sure that's not going to bite me later.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
And let's see what fish hell this fight has in store for us. Okay, Croc, you're on maggot cracking. cracking.
Executed with impunity.
And Harvest can hit both of these. It would take 2 hits to kill, though. Or more than 2 if it fails to inflict bleeding. Smite this one.
Eradicated.
Crushed by justice. Yeah, Holland is already showing that elevated critical rate.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
And the shockers are fast. The stingers are fast, so it's probably going to go next. Or not. Unfortunately. Yeah. Alright. I should be able to get it with Slice Off. But I can't. Let's go with Vulnerability Hex. I mean, it might resist the debuff, but if it didn't, that would be real helpful. Okay, that leaves just the Maggot. Yeah, it feels one more use of Grind, but Grind isn't that dangerous. And pick this.
Another one falls. This expedition at least promises success.
Whoa. I guess he failed the disarm check, and yeah, I don't have shovels, so I can't crack that open.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Okay, somewhere among these 5 rooms is a trap, and also a room battle. After that, you can all go home. Okay, not here. Let's take this route and see where we can go. Whoa. The Grave Robber can pretty much still fight like she always did. The Crusader is going to be in some trouble, though. So the Occultist is likely to go first, and I can just have him move back to get the Crusader into position. And Smite. Okay, now we're in something that closely enough resembles our original formation that it will work. Still, we essentially lost half of our turn to being surprised. Okay, that deals with the Enchantress. Weird reconstruction. Oh, I've had some really schizophrenic weird reconstruction rolls this time. Like, we've gotten 0 and we've also gotten 35 from the same ability. Okay, one more hit on the Gladiator. Oh, and I can reach him with Poison Dart.
For death.
There we go.
Inches.
And another Lucky Talisman. Well, I already have one of those. And an Altar of the Shambler. And no, I am not that stupid. I'm very stupid, but I'm not that stupid. I'm not touching that thing. Not this time. Okay, this is going to be interesting. The Thralls are unholy, so Smite should have a pretty good chance of one-shotting them. Slice off on the Stinger. Yeah, let's stick with Weakening Curse on the Bulwark, because I am going to need him to have low protection later. And can Smite one-shot? It's certainly possible.
Obliterated.
Okay, now we really need to focus on the Bulwark. Okay, I'm actually going for Battle Damage. There's not a lot he can do. Well, I don't know, he could hit the bulwark, but I think I'm actually just going to go with pick to the face since it ignores protection.
Impressive.
And the critical buff is certainly helping. Okay, I'm actually going to go for weakening curse on him next, though, and there's method to my madness. I'm going to reduce his protection just a little bit. Because I now need to do 3 damage. Zealous Accusation do that easily. Okay, that leaves just the Stinger. Alright. And there's a small chance that Weakening Curse gets the kill. Nope. No luck.
Annihilate.
So the kill goes to Thrown Dagger instead.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
And that wasn't the last one. There is even more. Well, let's keep exploring then. And I throw out the medicinal herbs, and immediately there's an interaction with the medicinal herbs. This is going to keep happening to me, isn't it? Have a plan. Once again, I'm going to use Smite on the Thrall to get rid of it.
To perform beyond
But I kind of need a critical to make that work. Destruction, and now we get a 0. We get big money and we get small money. And Smite, that's not good. Okay, I think I have one more action basically to get rid of the Thrall before it explodes. Well, pick to the face will suffice for that. Okay. The Thrall is gone, it's not going to blow up. Slice off on the Oracle. One more solid hit. And another 0. It really is all or nothing today with Weird Reconstruction. I'm just gonna go with Battle Talent. I probably should have gone with Inspiring Tomb, though. And pick the face.
Masterfully executed.
So the lack of a Vestal is starting to create some problems.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, one more, most probably one more room battle somewhere in here. Not here.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We
There
require
it is.
only the strength to follow it.
I mean, it could be multiple room battles. I really hope it isn't multiple room battles. And another Crusher. Okay. Sticking with the Poison Dart Thrown Dagger combo to deal with the wide mouths, while everyone else focuses on the Crusher. Alright, actually, that probably isn't a good idea because the, I don't know, the Grave Robber has an ability that ignores protection, but on the other hand, the Crusher has so many hit points that I can't easily kill it even if I am ignoring its protection. So I need to, I want to stun it and try to get rid of its allies. Okay, we're now in a lot of danger because it can use Arterial Pinch and we're almost out of bandages. But you know what? I am just gonna have to go for no. Pick to the no. That was wrong. Pick to the face is not doing enough damage for that to be viable. Battle Ballad. I suppose a sufficiently high boosted critical rate for the Grave Robber might be enough to do it. Weird Reconstruction. 10. Okay, that will at least keep Croc off of Death's Door. And I am actually going for the 10% chance to stun. And I got it! It was only a 10% chance, but I got it.
Inspiration and improvement.
Pick to the face again. Still no critical, though. I need... Okay, come on. Weird Reconstruction. Big money. 11. That's medium-sized money, but it'll do the job. now its stun resistance is 170%, and there's absolutely no way we're stunning this thing. Pick to the face, 21% chance to critical. And even with a critical, it still isn't enough for the kill. However, Slice Off might finish the job. I just needed to inflict bleeding, and it doesn't. Weakening Curse will do 1-to-1. Yeah, I can't get the kill until the Crusader gets a turn, which means the Crusher gets to attack me one last time. Or not. I guess the Crusader decided to rally and act first this time. Now I just need to deal with the wide mouths. Poison Dart for the win. That leaves just one wide mouth. Almost there. Of course, that assumes that this is actually the last room battle. It's possible there is room, pun marginally intended, for one more battle. Thrown Dagger will not kill. However, either Poison Darts or Thrown Dagger combined with Slice Off can kill. Especially if Slice Off gets a critical and does 11.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is
take a very large
and
risk.
insidious killer.
And I got away with it. That was the last room battle. And we at least got a good amount of experience and a lot of loot, and the stress levels are low. So I don't need to spend gold fixing the stress.
Things are driven back for a time.
1990. Not bad. Feels like kind of an odd number to get 19,090 gold. $42 crests and no other heirlooms. A decent amount of experience. And rabies. We got another case of rabies. Okay. So the only healing that I need to do
All my
is,
life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a yearning,
Croc over to the
a
medical
thirst for
ward to cure the
discovery that could
rabies.
be neither numbed nor sated.
Okay. This obviously isn't going to be the end of the episode, but I am going to get another recording file, mostly because I'm feeling I'm starting to lose my voice, and so I'm going to take a break from talking, and I'll come back when my voice is working properly again. So, from your perspective at least, I will be back in a moment.
You answered the letter. Now, like me, you are a part of this place.
Okay, I am back. I have a lovely fresh recording file and lovely fresh vocal cords. Let's do this. Just gonna quick spend some of the gold upgrading some of the weaker people. I no longer have missions that require inexperienced heroes, so I may as well try to power level some of the lower level people up. However, I can also afford to lay out some cash on the more experienced people. Assuming I can find one with skills I want to upgrade. Ah, here we go. And I have 4 champion level Vestals. Okay, that's probably enough gold to spend for now. As for upgrading structures, the only further upgrade I could get is Stagecoach Network, but honestly, I think I'm going to go for it. I may as well max out
heroes can be found even here.
Stage Cloak
in the mud and rain.
Stagecoach. Wait a second. Punishment's Hood. I'm pretty sure I don't have that, and that actually looks like it's pretty good. Actually, I'll hold on to my gold for now. It's somewhat useful, but reducing the Flagellant's healing skills could be a problem. Actually, I just noticed Vivial with his really high stress level. Let me quick get that treated. And Rosai could also use some treatment. Okay, now we're actually ready to go on a mission. And this is going to be a novice level mission. And a chance to get a bit more experience in the cove. Let's see, who to bring? Cumin, Hotot, Grulart, and Roz. So I have 2 people with good mark exploitation, and then 2 people who are just good at melee. And I'm bringing a fairly tanky collection of heroes to make up for the fact that we don't have any good healing abilities. We'll trade Rallying Flare for Battlefield Bandage, though. Alright, as usual, unequip and sort. And the Arbalest is the only one who's going to be using ranged skills, so I may as well give her the Steady Bracer. And the Sun Ring should be good. Alright, so the Bounty Hunter with the Agility Talon and the Camper's Helmet, but what I really want is the Warrior's Bracer for damage, to boost the damage of melee skills, and I'll give him the Agility Talon as well. Crusader gets the Conscription and the Spalders again. And the Lioness Warpaint and the Heaven's Hairpin should be a good combination. Also, everyone in this team is level 2, and everyone except Grulard is on the high end of level 2, so 3/4 of this team should be bumped up to level 3 if they survive. Alright, I don't need any blood, but I do need a decent amount of... 12 food is probably enough since this is a short mission. Grab some torches, 8 should do, a little anti-venom, some bandages, and herbs and keys. Okay, let's see if any of you survive this.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
Okay, relatively straightforward. Shouldn't be too many room battles. I doubt this is going to be another pity mission, though, like I had before, where I had only the one room battle. And I already have a use for the medicinal herbs. Ooh, pretty good use, too.
The match is struck.
And there's another one.
Star is born.
They're being real generous with the fish carcasses.
The promise of safety.
So one of those rare sentences. The end of the pack contains loot.
In Radiance,
and
may we find
the
victory.
fight contains Thrall. I'm gonna start by marking the group, because the bounty hunter should be able to one-shot him if I do that. I don't believe Collect Bounty can reach position 3. Nope, it can only hit the first 2 positions. Okay, that's 1 down. Smite should one-shot, and if it doesn't, I have Wicked Hack. But another one gone. And another one gone, and another one gone, and with any luck, another one bites the dust. Yep, there we go.
The slow death.
That's how we do it, team.
Unforgiving.
That is how we do that. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I can't even reach the Guardian with Sniper's Mark. So, my best bet is to focus on the Brawler. And then just use Smite to take out the Guardian. Have the Crusader take out the Guardian. The Collect Bounty can still one-shot the Brawler.
Obliterated.
Iron Swan has a small chance to kill the Shaman, so let's go.
Decimated.
I believe Kumin has yet to not one-shot something. Every attack she has launched so far has been a kill. Oh, and thanks to Barnacle Barrier, I can hit the Guardian with Sniper's Mark now. I can also hit him with Sniper's Shot, and Mark for Death reduces protection. So hit the Guardian with Sniper Shot so he's marked and his protection is reduced, Now attempt to hit the Acolyte with Sniper Shot and actually hit the Guardian. Still only did 11, but I can finish the job. In fact, the bleeding is going to be enough. Now I just need to deal with the corpse.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Okay. Let's try to inspire the Bounty Hunter. He's in a bit of a bad way. And yeah, the Cultist Acolytes don't have any healing abilities. I'm actually just going to try to eliminate the corpse. Create a bit more space. And get Roz back into position, and no point, there's really no point in attacking the Guardian or the Acolyte, so I may as well just stop.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
And smite for the win.
This expedition at least promises success.
I'm gonna drop the one anti-venom for the Emerald. Get everybody back into formation, and yeah, the Bounty Hunter needs a bandage. Okay, open the clam. Cracking open a clam over here. And there is at least one more room battle, but we don't know where it is. And I didn't bring any piercing abilities to deal with the maggots. I'm gonna have to deal with them the slow way. Okay, mark for death followed by sniper shot. Should get rid of one. Especially with sniper shots, elevated critical chance against marked targets. Wicked Hack, yeah, Wicked Hack will get rid of one if it hits. Can Smite. Smite will not without a critical, so I may as well go for Stunning Blow. Just go with Clutch Bounty. I'm just going to have the Crusader and the Bounty Hunter gang up on the Maggot and have the other two focus on the Stinger.
Back to the
Or I'm going to have everyone except Roz gang up on the Maggot because she's all it takes to take out the Stinger.
Continue the onslaught.
And Cumin continues to be racking up those spicy damage numbers we all love. Okay. I'll drop the Speed Stone for the deeds. I'm unlikely to ever use the Speed Stone. Though honestly, I should get to the point where I should start holding on to the trinkets instead because I can at least sell them. And I'm getting to a point where heirlooms aren't really that important anymore. Even with the districts. Okay, this may be the final room battle, but it's going to be a bit of a hike to get there.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And longtime viewers know exactly which category I fall into of those two. Worth it? Not worth it with this team composition. You know what? I know this is a bad idea, but I can afford to lose these heroes, so I'm doing it. Place the torch if you crave the void.
A star-spawned horror.
Mark for death. Moving forward one won't actually interfere with what the Hellion is going to do. And Sniper Shot. It's still going to take a fair number of hits, but I can still reach it with if it bleeds, and its bleed resistance is only 40%. This team isn't as shuffle resistant as I'd like, but I would describe this team as moderately shuffle resistant. Okay, now we have to start dealing with Clapper Claw. Clutch Bounty can't reach the back anyway. So let's eliminate one. Let's eliminate the one that doesn't have a defensive buff because I can definitely one-shot it. And since you can't use Wicked Hack, let's stick with if it bleeds on the Chandler. Just keep the damage accumulating. And sniper shot. You know, with that 30% critical chance, a critical would be really nice right about now. Not yet, but there may be one later. Obdurous advancement. And spawns another. Okay, this sycophant is going to be a problem because I now can't easily reach it. But I can one-shot that one with smite. But this one's going to start accumulating buffs before I can get rid of it. And the Shambler is still marked and it's within range of collect bounty. This is going to be fun. Leads to fully eliminate the Shambler.
No place for mortal men.
Okay, one more hit on the Sycophant and it's gone. But getting that hit will not be easy. Especially as it keeps buffing itself. Alright. I guess one more hit was a bit optimistic. I'll use Adrenaline Rush because I need to keep the Crusader in a position where he can attack. And Bola.
As the fiend falls,
Roz gets all the best kills. Ancestor's Bottle. So drop the citrine for the bottle. I'll eat most of the extra stack of food and then drop the rest for the rubies. And I may as well drop the holy water for the gold. Oh right, need to light torches now. Okay, I really need this to be the last room battle, but we got it. I got past the Shambler. So I'm gonna be honest, I was hoping that I would get the portrait, because I could really use the extra resolve experience that it gives you. Also, the Sun Ring and Heaven's Hairpin aren't active anymore, that's wonderful. Okay. Start by getting rid of the Bloodletter, it seems the easiest one for us to hit, especially since we're all out of formation and I forgot to fix that. At this point, it'd take too many turns to fix it, we're just gonna have to fight outside of our standard formation. Collect bounty, which has a pretty good chance, had a pretty good chance of one-shotting. Alright. And I'll just let the Hellion handle the cutthroat over the course of 2 turns. Okay, smite. Okay, one more hit on the Bloodletter and he's gone. The cutthroat already is gone. That leaves the Fusilier as the only real problem. Remove the Bloodletter. And, Cumin, I have a question for you. Does the Fusilier bleed? He does, in fact. And that's the end of him. Alright, bounce to a bandage. Inspiring Cry. Mark for Death. I meant to switch to Mark for Death, but I ended up using Collect Bounty anyway. And Adrenaline Rush. And Battlefield Bandage again. Hope for a critical. See if we can get a stress reduction. And there he goes. And that was it. Okay, let's get back into formation for all the help it'll be. Open the strong box and see what we found. Portraits and a trinket. Well, I may as well drop the remaining supply items for that. And let's get out of here.
The pungent odor abates. The things are driven back for a time.
Was supposed to be the equivalent of a milk run. Instead, we ended up fighting a Shambler. We did win, though. Part of it is just with the Shambler, what you really need is a team with high damage that doesn't require setup, and a team that is highly shuffle resistant. And fortunately, I had both. Because the thing is, the Shambler's attacks actually don't do very much damage. Even the Sycophants, they don't do much damage until they stack that buff multiple times over. So as long as you have a team that can hit hard fast and doesn't mind being shuffled, you can just kill the Sycophants before they have a chance to do anything and you won't take any real damage. You don't need strong defense or strong healing, you just need strong, reliable offense. And the bounty hunter has tetanus. Yeah, quick, get that treated.
Finally, the serum is working. And the side effects are
Oh, I got a medical breakthrough. So the medical ward's free. Well, conveniently, I have a disease that needs treatment. See if we can fix tetanus. How many leeches does this take? And I'm actually going to hold on to my gold for now, because of what I'm planning to do next. And that is to take on the Necromancer Lord. Yep, I've decided that it's time for this episode's boss fight, and for that mission I'm sending Presticott, Clarinel, and who else? Neo and Petronel. No, Neo and Valange, and I'm gonna put these two in, I'm gonna put Valange in position 1. Alright. Unequip and sort. The Vestal gets the scroll and a worry stone. Yep, I've decided it's time for this episode's boss fight. Definitely want the Blasphemous Vial. The dissection kit isn't actually very useful for this situation. Instead, I'll just go with another worry stone. As usual, the Crusader gets the signed conscription and the glittering spaulders. The minus 15% stress is also helpful because he's going in with his stress being kind of high. And the Hellion gets the same as always. Now, checking for camping skills, I have Sharpened Spear. I have access to Zealous Vigil. That's going to be very useful. That's actually the main one that I want because it means that I can reduce Presticott's own stress going into the fight. And trade Incision for Emboldening Vapors. And this looks like a viable team composition. Okay, time to provision. Let's see if I can handle this. I'm holding on to my gold so that in case the entire team dies horribly, I still have enough money to fund another mission. A little anti-venom, plenty of bandages, a little medicinal herbs in case of Iron Maidens, plenty of keys, and the holy water, and I will not forget the torches. Okay, this should be viable. Let's see if we can survive this.
I brought my colleagues back with much of their intellect intact. A remarkable triumph for even the most experienced necromancer. Freed from the trappings of their humanity, they plied their terrible trade anew, the dead reviving the dead, on and on down the years. Forever.
And at no point did you consider that this might be a bad idea?
A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
Okay. Well, it's pretty obvious where the Necromancer is. Hopefully we won't have to encounter too much violence on our way there. I'd like to save my violence for the leader.
The promise of safety.
Ah! And the Crimson Court enemies are back. Okay, these guys' blight resistance is only mediocre. It bleeds. Again, one shot that'll at least make progress. I guess it's a good thing I brought some anti-venom. Of course, the bad news is I didn't bring any of the blood, so if the enemy manages to inflict the Crimson Curse on anyone, we're in some trouble.
The slow death, unforeseen.
Smite this one.
Unforgiving.
Okay, that's 2 of them done. A Plague Grenade won't be enough to finish that one off, but I'm still going for Wicked Hack on this one.
A death by inches.
And Judgment. Okay, that just leaves this guy. And so, of course, he goes for Gather the Blood. But still no Crimson Curse.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Though the fact that Crimson Curse enemies are starting to spawn means there might actually be the invitation cocoons in this mission, which would actually be helpful. I do want to take on the Countess. But in order to do so, I'm going to need probably more invitations than the one that I currently have. Ah, Gargoyle. I haven't seen one of you in a while. There's a Gargoyle and 2 conscripts, so it's not exactly a huge threat. Alright. Obvious choice for the Crusader is Smite. And I can never remember, Judgment does not do any extra damage to Unholy. Alright, Dazzle the Menacing Gargoyle.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
In fact, that's all I need to do, because he'll take 6 damage from Blight on the turn when he's stunned, and then 6 more damage on the turn when he isn't stunned, and then he'll die. Just kill the militia, and then we can just heal until this ends. In fact, let's take a moment to appreciate that Prestoncott's stress is already lower than it was when he arrived. Adrenaline rush. And critical. That's exactly what I was hoping for. It's only a little stress reduction, but every bit of stress reduction is helpful in a boss run. Holding on to this vial of blood, at least for now, just on the basis that someone might contract the curse, and I want to be prepared for that.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Okay, this is going to be a bit more of a thing. Alright, starting with Plague Grenade. I want to get rid of the Bone Bearer as quickly as possible, because he can do things like that. I believe he can summon additional enemies, but I might be misremembering. So, our old friend, Iron Swan. Ow.
To a killing blow.
And, okay, everyone resisted the stun at least. Would have been real nice if Judgment hadn't missed. Okay, the General has 90% stun resistance, 140 base stun chance. You could stun. Let's try it. Thought you didn't. Okay, and Neo is wussing out, apparently. What quirk causes that? Imposter syndrome. Okay, I really need to treat imposter syndrome. That's what that does. That's what does that. Alright, Iron Swan to get rid of the Bone Bearer.
Destroy them all.
Unfortunately, I don't have a good way of targeting the sharpshooter until Neo comes out of his funk. Alright. And I may as well go for Smite now. Actually, if it bleeds, could easily do 10 damage. Or 24 damage when I get a critical hit. That's also possible. Heal the Plague Doctor. Ooh, big heal for the Plague Doctor. And now, honestly, my best weapon against the Bone General is Noxious Blast. Especially since it also inflicts a debuff. Not that the debuff made any difference this time. And Noxious Blast. He has 15 and is bladed for 14. I need one more hit. Or not. In hindsight, maybe I should have just gone for Judgment. Anyway, this just means we get another one of those free healing rounds before the enemy keels over. And this time the Hellion actually needs the healing from Adrenaline Rush.
But never hidden.
Okay, that went well. Okay, I'll drop the blood for the extra bust. I was probably never going to hold on to it for the whole mission, but it was worth holding on to initially. Darn it. Okay, I was hoping to get a chance to control who that got used on, but now the Vestal deals plus 20% damage until camp. Yeah, that's going to be extremely helpful. I definitely want that on the Vestal and not on the Crusader or the Hellion. Iron Swan won't kill, but it'll at least make progress. Okay, Judgment can finish the job on the Arbalist. It didn't, but it could have. And all that you can... Let's see. Can I one-shot both Militia with Zealous Accusation? No, I can't. I have to take them out one at a time. And also, I have to deal with Tempting Goblin. Hopefully, I only have to deal with it once, but I have to deal with it. I also have to deal with Quarrel. And they're both targeting Clarinel. I'm real sorry, Clarinel. This is just not your day. This is really just not your day. Alright. If it bleeds, because that will actually get rid of the Bone Royalty.
Is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And I may as well use Battlefield. The Crusader can easily finish off the remaining militia.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Clarinel, be the change you wish to see in the world. And smite evil.
Obliterated.
Okay, I'm actually going to leave that
so
stuff
clearly
behind.
in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
This is... It doesn't look that long, but this really has been a long mission so far, and I think the real reason just comes down to,
Curious is the trap maker's art.
the number and length of
His
the fights
efficacy
we've been running
unwitnessed
into.
by his own eyes.
There's just been a lot of combat on this mission so far. Okay, this composition. Lovely. Alright, Iron Swan and hope for a critical, or at least a one-shot. Okay, Plague Grenade plus Judgment isn't likely to kill, but it will at least move us in that direction. You know what? Close enough. It gets one action and then it dies. And let's smite and miss the general. So we have to do it with one tempting... And of course it targets Clarinel. Because why not? Alright. Noxious Blast, more for the debuff than the damage, honestly. Wicked Hack, more for the damage than the debuff it doesn't inflict. Wonderful. Ground. At least it's not a critical on anyone. This guy's accuracy is really high, apparently. Because I've debuffed his accuracy. I keep debuffing his accuracy and he still hits. And Clarinel really needs Inspiring Cry. Her stress level merely being high when we make camp could be fine. I have access to things like Zealot Speech and Stand Tall. But if she actually becomes afflicted, that could be a serious problem because I'm not confident I can reduce her stress level to 0. So I need to start using stress reduction moves on Clarinel.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
Okay, trade the antivenom for the sapphires and the holy water for the crests. Okay, let's just see what I can get for the suit of armor. Protect the hero with a knightly aura. Plus 10 dodge and 15% protection. That's actually good for the Vestal. And hunger, which is honestly more helpful than harmful since it increases the, Darn it, Presticott. At least you got away with it, but still. We have keys.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I just dropped the anti-venom, and what do we get but spiders? Well, that accomplished nothing. Okay, how are we gonna do this? This is gonna be a slow process, I think. We could hack on the one that hasn't acted yet. I mean, frankly, Presticott and not Clarinellan, whatever the Hellions' name is, can each one-shot one of these each turn.
And purpose is made clear.
Okay, now we've removed the ones that can inflict mark. That is good. Battlefield medicine against the blight. It is really good to have that ability. And so I removed the blight, and they just add more blight. Let's go with judgment. Give yourself some healing, or completely fail. All right, inspiring cry.
Vigor
Mainly
is
because I need the stress
restored.
reduction. And wicked hack.
Remind yourself that
Okay.
overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I'll drop the medicinal herbs for the deeds, otherwise I need to hold on to what I have. And apparently we found a secret room somewhere. I'm gonna come back for that. After we've defeated the boss, assuming that we're all still alive, I can come back to the secret room, but that way I'll have cleared up more inventories. And I dropped the medicinal herbs, and in the next hallway is a medicinal herbs interaction. I swear the game is just messing us. Start by removing stressful incantation from the equation with extreme prejudice. A couple of noxious blasts will get rid of the gargoyle, and it's a good way to get around its high protection. But of course we have to do with Rend for the old gods. You know what, Presticott? Smite for the new god. Might need to do a little more damage. Alright. Good old-fashioned plague grenade. And...
Strike.
Belange is just getting impatient at this point. Can we kill the Necromancer yet? Get these mooks out of my way. I want to fight the boss.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Yeah, one more hit with basically anything will get rid of the last gargoyle. Well, let's let Noxious Blast be that anything. And I may as well go for Adrenaline Rush, which does surprisingly much healing. And that was a generous turn order. It means I get to let the Vestal go twice and heal everyone before the gargoyle dies.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Holy fountain. Let's find out what happens if I investigate that. I found gold, which I can't take with me. Okay, more scouting. This pretty much confirms the location of the boss. Okay, so through here, one more room battle, because the game just decided to give us all of them today. And then, we can fight the Necromancer.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Okay, so a couple more curios in a room battle, and yep, that's going to confirm it. And there's a hallway battle between this room and the boss, too. This has just been like basically a meat wall. Well, it's mostly skeleton, so a bone wall between us and the boss. Not really much distance, but just tons of combat. And another bone bearer. just get started on him with Plague Grenade.
Power.
I can't reach him with Iron Swan. And unfortunately, Bone Bearer has a lot of hit points. He's not as bad as Squiffy Ghast. Of all of the champion-only enemies, the Ghast is definitely the worst. There isn't a whole lot Presticott can do, but I can start wearing both of these down with Zealous Accusation. And I'm gonna go for Judgment on the Bone Bearer. Alright, and I know it doesn't bleed, but I'm using it if it bleeds anyway, just as a way to cause damage. Because I don't have a lot of ways to hit position 3. Fortunately, the Bone Bearer has decided to waste his turn by buffing the guy who's about to die. Alright. A little bit more Plague Grenade. A little bit more Judgment. Could use slightly better accuracy on Judgment, so I guess the Bone Bearer gets one more action for death.
Ringing ears.
Whoa.
Blurred vision.
Then things start to turn around when you get that massive critical. Fortunately, I guess it's a critical for a critical. An eye for an eye and a crit for a crit.
One's limits.
And Wicked Hack on the only one you can hit.
The ground quakes.
I will feast on your heart. And I guess we get one last Wicked Surge to remember you by. Alright, now we just need to heal the Crusader. Otherwise, the last bone shield wall shouldn't be too bad. Even with the reduced 60% reduced move resistance, Presticott still managed to stand his ground. He really is just indestructible. Right, one more Noxious Blast to make sure I can finish him off with Wicked Hack. Get some big healing from the vessel.
Abatement.
And there we go. You may as well even use Inspiring Pride to get that last little bit of healing.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay, and we may as well break out the firewood and feast. And I'll drop the one last stack of food. Okay, Presticott needs to use Zealous Vigil to guarantee no nighttime ambush. Let's combine that with Zealous Speech to not just remove existing stress, but reduce stress intake. And I may as well use Leeches on Presticott to get rid of the, to heal him. And, okay, we're entering the boss fight with less stress than we had at the beginning of the mission. Alright, unlock the sarcophagus. And, not really any good options for what else to drop, so I'll just leave the rest of that behind. Okay, we have a hallway battle and then a boss fight. And then there's some loot to come up. Yeah. I'm probably not going after the room battle with the treasure because I'm not confident we'll win. Everybody focus on the ghoul. Except for the Hellion. More solid hit and we're done with the cultist witch, and that leaves just the ghoul. Let's see if I can stun the ghoul. I mean, 50% chance, but we didn't get it. If it bleeds, that's the end of the witch. Now, if the accuracy debuff could stick, okay, that is helpful. Not helpful enough, but still helpful. Healing. Critical on the person who absolutely didn't need it. And smite. Alright. It's almost done. Just a little bit more. In fact, this will do it.
The bigger the beast.
I wasn't expecting the critical, but that will definitely do it.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Okay, I don't need the shovels anymore, so I'll trade those for the onyx. otherwise... Okay, let the real game begin.
Towering, fierce, terrible, nightmare-made material.
Even putting bones in the ground is no defense. Okay, the skeleton is classified... The necromancer is classified as undead, but he actually isn't immune to bleeding. That's helpful. Get regional plague grenade, I'll use Noxus Blast. Clarinel, just keep everyone healed. Press to cut, just try to stun the bone general. And fail to stun the bone general. Okay. We're doing damage a bit too slowly. Stick with if it bleeds. And plague grenade. Just the more different kinds of damage over time I can accumulate on this thing, the more quickly I can eliminate it.
Sedated.
Crushing blow. Whoa. Well, that's mostly bad, but there's a little good in there because of the Lioness Warpaint. That gave her a huge buff to her attack power. Flesh is willing. Whoa.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Well, I can see why the Necromancer Lord can bleed now. He clearly contains some flesh. Okay, sticking with Plague Grenade, but now he's in position for Iron Swan. Okay, I'm going for the big healing. I was hoping that the Hellion would get to go before the Vestal, but I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to get that amount of good luck. However, Valange's attack power is still heavily buffed thanks to the Warpaint. And now she can hit with Iron Swan, and that's not even counting the 18% critical rate. And yet even that didn't do as much damage as I was hoping it would. Alright, stun the shield wall. Attempt to stun the shield wall. I have just had the worst luck with stuns this mission. Not good. Okay, and we have our first mortality debuff.
Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Right. I could heal with battlefield medicine, but that would mean skipping a turn of plague grenade. I'm actually going to take the risk that either someone gets to heal Valange before she's attacked, or that she survives if she gets hit. I mean, she now has the potential to be hit a maximum of once before I can definitely heal her. So, I can risk it. Though, in hindsight, it would have been better to go with Adrenaline Rush, but then again, you only know these things in hindsight. Yeah, the Bone General doesn't have much longer
Mortality clarified
to
in
live.
a single strike.
The Necromancer, however, is still going to exist for a little while yet. Okay, this time it's much higher risk to leave the Hellion at death's door. I'm just going to go for some healing. Especially since there's not a lot that the Crusader can do.
Masterfully executed.
He actually doesn't have a lot of utility in this boss fight. What does that do? Just stress. Okay, it's a good thing we started with low stress levels. Okay. It's blighted for 18 and it has 53. We're still a ways away from the end of the fight, but we've done more than 3/4 of this thing's hit points in damage. I'm gonna go for Stunning Blow on the shield wall. He has relatively low stun resistance, so I may as well go for it. 6 feet under, that's good. 6 feet under does not cause health damage. And the stress levels are... Okay. Keep healing the Hellion. She's almost... Okay, team, we're almost through this. Another Plague Grenade and... another Plague Grenade and another good hit from Iron Swan and we're done. Like so. Perfect. Now we need to deal with whatever the General does. And Valange,
And now the
or
true
Valognes,
test.
or however you pronounce her name,
Hold
heroically
fast.
taking the hit
Or
for the rest of her
expire.
team. Alright, inspire her off of death's door. may as well just go for healing while I wait for the Necromancer to croak.
With no living
so.
sinew to actuate them, will these walking bones finally fail?
That's a new trinket. The rat carcass. Immunity to death by the Crimson Curse. Okay, let's drop the bandages for that. Let's drop, what's my least valuable stack of something? Let's drop one of my 3 stacks of busts for the blueprints, because I need to hold on to the food and the torches, because we need to do some backtracking to get to that secret room. So let's continue exploring, because, like I said, I promised we'd go back for the secret room, and since everything's explored, there should be a minimum of combat on the way back.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Now, why would a rat carcass make you immune to death from the Crimson Curse? Well, honestly, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have bothered with that. It's not actually that useful, since you don't want to keep a hero around while they have a really severe, while their blood level is really low, because you're going to, because they're going to be so severely debuffed due to the craving for blood that it isn't really worth keeping, that you'd want to give them blood anyway if you had it, and, well, I have plenty of blood. Okay, fortunately the backtracking has been relatively uneventful. Just need to get back to here. I'm not doing the room battle with the treasure. That's a level of pushing my luck that even I am not willing to go for. Move to this room. Go through the secret door. Use a key. And drop all the extra stuff. And now we can all go home. Got 30 crests from completing the mission, too. And 16,000 gold, plus the 15,000 for the quest reward. Of course, the Necromancer's collar is one of the less useful trophies because it boosts damage against Unholy, but we don't have a lot of reason to fight Unholy anymore. Though there is some. And nobody gets any experience because they're all at the maximum level. Natural, which isn't really that useful. Germophobia, reduced accuracy versus blighted. That's an interesting quirk.
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Okay. Let's at least get rid of some of the more, the 2 more extreme stress levels. The others, their stress will gradually decline over, since I can leave them off of missions for a little while. Let's see. The last upgrade of patient cells would be really valuable, but I don't have enough heirlooms, I think, to trade for it yet. Oh, let's experiment a little bit. So I can get 21 busts by trading away all of my portraits, which would bring me up to 43. But I can only get 12 by trading away my deeds, but I can afford to trade away some crests. I think I can do it. I'm actually just gonna trade away a lot of other heirlooms to get to a point where I can, okay, so now I only need to get 7. Okay, and I can do it. I can make, I can get the treatment ward cell.
Experimental techniques and tonics can overcome things a sharpened sword cannot.
Which, the main use for that, like I said, is increasing the power of caregivers conventions, which I have the ability to artificially engineer, so that could be extremely useful to get rid of some of the negative quirks that I have locked in. But, having defeated this expedition's first champion-level boss, I believe, this is going to be the end for this episode. I know it was a little shorter than usual, but I want to give my voice a rest before it fails on me again. So, thank you all for watching, I love you all, and I will see you next time.